Alrighty, welcome back. We are on episode number 103. Last episode we finished up with this council meeting. We have some things on plate that we can go to. We need to go to the emulator project. Then we need to play with the church in this area, and the election in Junktown, I think, is what I want to do now. Next, what I want to do now is check out um, pickpocketing all the new NPCs, and we'll go ahead and sit up here and try that. Let's see. Now, I know we've pickpocketed her before. It's going to let me do it again or not. Okay, good. It should never let you steal from them twice. At all. Like, ever. Oh, I missed this trash can. I swear, these seem to respawn too sometimes. Or... because I know I picked up all the trash cans, and I ran into several that I didn't. After we got the finish with the council meeting, there were several containers that were open. Yet, I thought I got every single one of them. Alright, cool.
Damn, can't believe it. I'm surrounded by thieves.
There are going to be probably about a dozen people that I can steal from now.
Damn, can't believe it. I'm surrounded by thieves.
Why are these guys hanging out next to each other? Come on.
Robbed again. What kind of folks would do this?
I hope whoever did this choked someone who stole it.
Damn it. I was robbed.
I guess they put that kind of thing in because you know that you automatically got that when you walked out of the zone. I guess if you didn't have good relationship with them, they would never give you the quest, and this would be the only way to get it. 100 XP for that. I thought that would alert her. I didn't get her last time either, huh? Okay. Rectify that.
Damn, can't believe it. I'm surrounded by thieves.
stop walking away from me. Okay, so they're gonna parallel each other. Well, that was fortunate. Alright.
Damn it, I was robbed.
We got him. Alright.
Damn it, I was robbed.
Probably should have started at the back of the zone. So work my way down. So now I'm gonna have to go through all this.
Robbed
Stealthed.
again. What kind of folks would do this?
Damn! Can't believe it. I'm surrounded by thieves.
Damn, can't believe it. I'm surrounded by thieves.
Right now, we need to work our way to the back of the zone. Okay, got him. That was what, Bartar? This is Richard. Richard, you can stay right there.
Damn, can't believe it. I'm surrounded by thieves.
Alright. Can I get by him without getting caught? Okay, we can.
Can't believe it. I'm surrounded by thieves.
Damn, I can't believe it.
Damn, can't believe it. I'm surrounded by thieves.
robbed again. What kind of folks would do this?
Alright, so 442,000 XP. I think we're good to go.
Make it quick.
So it seems that maybe to XP max, you would want to pickpocket the zone during the day as opposed to starting at night, because I don't believe there were any different NPCs at night than there are during the day. So you're losing out on 3 encounters now that you would have gotten XP on if you just waited till daytime to do it.
I hope we won't see you again.
Oh, what do you want? Get out.
I don't like you. Scram.
Make it quick. Yes, you get out now.
Speak quickly. Get out.
Make it quick. Get out.
Well... Yes, you, get out. Now. I don't like you. Get out.
What do you need? Yes,
Make
you
it
get
quick.
out now.
I hope we won't see you again.
Well?
I hope we won't see you again.
What do you want? I hope we won't see you again.
Well?
Yes, you get out now.
Speak quickly. I hope we won't see you again.
Ugh, what do you want? Scram.
Speak quickly. Scram!
What do you need? I hope we won't see you again.
I don't like you. Yes, you, get out. Now.
I don't like you. Get out. So where were we?
Well,
I've never heard a female called Miles. Though, you know, it is kind of an apt name for some.
Get out.
Okay, I think that's the end of my crime spree here. Don't think there was anybody over here. So we can go back to our box, pick up our stuff. Okay, so we had 442,000. So that was at 4,000 XP. Alright. No. What was it? What, wait, no, we were at 442, right? Yeah, 442. No. That's roughly 4,000 XP. Alright, now we are in business. Oh, he might be here now. Let's talk to him.
And I was starting to get bored.
Sheriff Vermeer! Sheriff Vermeer! You're one of us, and we're not gonna forget it. We're with you, bro. You're one of us, and we're not gonna forget it. We're with you, bro. Sheriff Vermeer! Sheriff Vermeer! Black wingers for Kurt! Black wingers for Kurt! Black wingers for Kurt! Black wingers for Kurt! You're one of us, and we're not gonna forget it. We're with you, bro. You're one of us, and we're not gonna forget it. We're with you, bro.
See you later.
Okay, not much. Preacher man is gone. Alright, so let's talk to the emulator project. Is she back in her spot? She is. This useless hunk of meat. She's out of coffee.
Ishtwani stops clicking her keyboard and raises her calm, cold gaze to you.
I have an offer for you. I'll explain my behavioral tactics in the council if you tell me why you are acting so arrogant during the meeting.
I wasn't acting arrogant, you dick.
Karma is displeased.
Instead of building up trust, you're being evasive. That's a sign of deep psychological problems. But don't worry, we've got great specialists under the dome. There are 14 of them, according to my data.
The White looks you in the eyes. This simple gesture clearly requires effort on her part.
My behavior in the council was an attempt to balance the generally positive mood. I was adding some constructive criticism to make the discussion of your place in the project more productive.
Ishtwani moves away from the keyboard.
You clearly got communication problems. You don't need to wait for my reaction. Just ask your question.
In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Hopefully this isn't mutually exclusive.
I see. Could you
Alright,
repeat that
too.
for me, please? Some of these diagnoses are new to me.
The White looks interested. She types rapidly on her keyboard without looking at the screen.
I'll update the data on my conditioned clinical progress. Maybe that will help me be more efficient with our communication.
Karma returns to her computer.
Looks like establishing trust between us isn't yet possible. Leave the room, please. I've got work to do, and your presence is distracting.
She gestures casually at the door. Karma pokes her head out from behind the monitor.
You again. Are you trying to establish communication or just being annoying? I'll accept either.
Okay. So we got 102 experience for 5.
Ishtwani stops clicking her keyboard and raises her calm, cold gaze to you.
I have an offer for you. I'll explain my behavioral tactics in the council if you tell me why you are acting so arrogant during the meeting.
For some reason, your response impresses her.
Really? Thank you.
The White looks you in the eyes. This simple gesture clearly requires effort on her part.
My behavior in the council was an attempt to balance the generally positive mood. I was adding some constructive criticism to make the discussion of your place in the project more productive.
Ishtwani moves away from the keyboard.
You clearly got communication problems. You don't need to wait for my reaction. Just ask your question.
Judging by the White's expression, she's seriously considering your words.
I realize that. But I can't take that first step and trust you. You can't take that first step and trust me either. Are we at an impasse then? Is there a natural way out of such situations?
Karma returns to her computer.
Looks like establishing trust between us isn't yet possible. Leave the room, please. I got work to do, and your presence is distracting.
She gestures casually at the door.
Alright, so yes, you got more XP for the medical.
Karma pokes her head out from behind the monitor.
You again. Are you trying to establish communication or just being annoying? I'll accept either.
Russo is clutching a sheaf of papers in her hands. Looks like she started her calculations.
Hi. How was the council meeting? Come on, tell me.
Russo nods her understanding.
I can imagine. They try to project this tough guy image and act like you'd be lost without them. But in reality, it's the other way around. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about the telemetry and what we're going to do next.
Russo waves a sheaf of paper in the air.
To make it short, I deciphered the telemetry and got some interesting results. Maelstrom has shrunk and reduced its activity, not because you made it do so. No. It's trying to protect itself. It actually moved out of the emulator's area of effect by reducing its own size. That doesn't mean we're safer at all. Probably the opposite.
Henrietta makes a strange gesture, as if turning a screwdriver.
Think of a coil spring. I can compress it, squeeze it down smaller, but the energy it contains increases. That's why we should move to the second phase. Are you listening to me? Or is there something else you want to discuss beforehand?
Russo slaps the papers on the table enthusiastically.
Great. Our first task is to force the connection to Maelstrom. Then it will have nowhere to escape, and we'll have total control.
Henrietta pulls a blurry picture of a device from a pile of papers.
This is a Maelstrom beacon. A research team from Carmine Heights has been working a long time on the problem of a direct link with Maelstrom. If they give us at least 3 of those devices, we'll be able to establish a true communication link between the emulator and Maelstrom.
She makes a broad circle of her arms.
Look, this is the dome. We'll place one beacon in Magellan's parking lot, another at the highest point, the viewpoint at Nashville. And the third one should be taken to a very specific point close to Maelstrom, to avoid signal overlap.
Russo stares up at the ceiling.
Things are quite complicated with the third beacon. First, the installation point will be flooded with Maelstrom radiation. An unbearable level even for you. But you can endure it with a special implant you can get from the church. Second, we don't know how to get there. We no longer have up-to-date maps of the area. I'm afraid you'll have to interrogate a fop or two for directions.
She fingers the picture of the beacon thoughtfully.
Those things also wear out after contact with an anomaly. That's another problem you'll have to deal with.
Henrietta punches you lightly on the shoulder.
Brilliant, Einstein. We need 3 of them. So if you saw one in Picnic, look there first. As soon as the 3rd beacon is installed, you'll return to the emulator and eliminate Maelstrom's radiation in the zones covered by the beacons. I need some additional equipment delivered to the 3rd beacon. So, would you please procure a heavy-duty truck from the Phalanx and get Nakamura to fund the expedition? Only the new committee can afford these expenses. Phew, that's all. I am exhausted again.
Russo sits down and stretches out her legs, displaying bright orange socks. Henrietta stretches until her back pops.
Escue?
Russo points at her communicator screen.
At the Phalanx camp. They have the kind of vehicles we need, and Zemeckis' men are the only ones who can do the maintenance. They've got a warehouse full of everything.
Henrietta draws an invisible line on her Kyra's screen.
The beacons are Johann Reisner's invention. He's from Carmine Heights. That's where you'll find them.
Russo looks at you apprehensively.
Am I missing something, or do you just not listen when I talk? You can get an implant in the church. Just don't let them give you a snow job.
Russo pauses to study the map on her handheld.
I wish I knew. It should be around here, according to the calculations. But it seems like only the fops know how to get there.
Henrietta points her thumb at the door.
Then you go to Nakamura and request funds to build a camp. Don't ask why we have to save the world and beg for money all the time. That seems to be the fate of all scientists.
Russo fakes a yawn.
All right, come on, Captain Buzzkill. Spit it out.
Russo puts her papers aside.
Briefly. Get the Maelstrom beacons, 3 anomaly protectors, and the implant from the churches. Install the beacons, catch a heavy truck from the Phalanx, and get funds from Nakamura for settling a camp by the 3rd beacon. The rest is my responsibility. I'll gather the staff, prepare the equipment, and travel to the camp where you'll find me waiting like a faithful wife. Is that brief and to the point enough?
Henrietta returns to studying her papers. Russo nods to show she's listening. Russo fakes a yawn.
All right, come on, Captain Buzzkill. Spit it out.
Russo is nibbling the end of her pen and studying some papers.
I'm planning an experiment. If you want my attention, speak up.
Okay, seems we got quite a lot of things going on now.
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
So we got to get the implant from the church. Now, during the council meeting, it seemed to me that the church was controlling Nakamura through the eye implant. So I think the church is the overriding force in this game. It's kind of funny. The ruins of Concord. I'm playing this game just as, or recently Concord was in the news for dying. It's DEI death. A 400, what was it? 400 million flop from Sony, I think. Was it Sony? Forgot which company it was. I think it was Sony.
Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
You have attained the anomaly protector schematics. So I guess there was a way that you just did not get it there to begin with.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World, a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World, a better place. Attention,
White Lines
attention.
Caravan.
Please handle relics carefully.
Alright, well we know how to
In case of
talk
damage, your life
who to
will be
talk to on
forfeit.
that. Alright. Well, she represents Carmine. What does she have to say?
Karma pokes her head out from behind the monitor.
You again. Are you trying to establish communication or just being annoying? I'll accept either. I can't supply those. I don't have any and I don't trust you. Talk to Johann and Olivia Reisner in Carmine Heights. Is that all? Goodbye then.
The White returns to her work.
Alright. So I guess we can go back now while we're still here. And as far as the sheriff selection goes, I don't know if I should even try to progress this at this point since no one else has mentioned it. I was kind of hoping Nakamura would say something about the election, but maybe. So we'll talk to her about funding, see what she has to say. As far as the other people in the meeting, there was the church guy, so he's probably in the church, so I don't want to go talk to him yet. There was a chick at picnic I'd like to talk to her before we do anything. There was the failing sky, so we need to talk to him. And is there anybody else in there? I think that was it. Oh, the security guy, but we'd already talked to him. Alright, let's see if she's got something to say about this.
Nakamura turns away from the window.
I do hope you've come for a reason.
Nakamura folds her arms and assumes a thoughtful expression.
Do you remember our conversation at the council? The part where we spoke about every participant being an equal? You may criticize my decision to have you work for the benefit of all parties, but at the same time I was tying their hands. You should be grateful. Now, they can't involve you in their spy games, knowing that you might already be working for me, or Carmine Heights, or the church. Whatever, I wouldn't know.
Kimiko stares at her computer screen.
I could give the order right now, and Henrietta will receive all the necessary provisions, money, and fuel for her expedition. However, I need a favor from you in return. More than one, actually.
Kimiko twines her fingers together.
The new committee invested a significant amount of capital and man-hours into the emulator. We need to enlist our opponents to ensure the project's success, sacrificing our political influence. All of this weakened the NC inside and out. Both the emulator project and the people of the Dome owe us, and I intend to collect. Control over the city and Magellan has weakened lately. Without discipline, everything will fall apart. The new committee's position must be strengthened drastically. That will be your task.
Nakamura stares intently at you, her body rigid. The chairwoman scans the monitor.
Then begin with disposing of the confiscated selectrons. They're in a box in Magellan Police Headquarters, currently in Antonio Aguirre's possession. Pick up the box, bring it to the waste dump, and get rid of it.
Nakamura turns away from the window.
I do hope you've come for a reason.
Okay, so... Alright. Let's go talk to the Phalanx guy.
Spencer reluctantly takes his cigar out of his mouth.
Nice speech. Zemeckis is waiting for you at the base.
Don gestures at your Kairos and confidently points his large finger at the screen. Don gives you a meaningful nod, but doesn't bother with a verbal greeting.
Okay. Expected something more than that. Okay. So next I want to go to Picnic and talk to Audrey. Wonder if our new vehicle does. How can you tell what vehicle you have? Guess you can't. Alright, Picnic. Maybe it'll show up in the time that you travel. Alright. There it is. Look at that. Zoom, zoom. Alright.
As she sees you, Audrey puts her steaming mug aside.
I knew you'd turn up. I've got one question before you say anything. What's your opinion of the Council?
Melville gives you a respectful look.
Exactly. Depressing isn't the best word, but I understand what you mean because I feel it too. Nakamura wants us all to depend on one another, and mostly on the new committee. It both scares and angers me. I came up with a motto for the picnic long ago. We're a neutral zone, but not outcasts. We're ready to cooperate when it's needed for the common good. But we will not be used as Nakamura's or anyone else's soldiers.
Her fists are clenched, but she quickly calms down. Audrey sips at her drink.
If you're here, it means you need something from Picnic. That's good, because we need something from you, too.
This shouldn't pop up if you've already done this.
The Anomaly Protector. I can teach you how to make one and give you the necessary materials, but we'll need something in return, of course. The family was supposed to join Picnic. They sent a message a couple days ago that they were headed in our direction, and that's it.
She offers her hand. The blue obviously doesn't like what you're implying.
I always speak on behalf of Picnic. We're certainly ready to protect and help the Yansens once they become part of our community. But for now, they're just people crossing the desert in this direction. We haven't got the resources to help everyone in the Barrens. Only our folk.
Melville is annoyed and displeased. Audrey looks down at her Kairos.
All right, I know they were coming from the southeast of the dome. On the edge of the maelstrom, they said. Just walk out and meet them. Remember, you're looking for the Jansen family.
See, you shouldn't have been able to get the Anomaly Protector. I mean, the only way that you could get the vehicle to move when you started the game was to get the Protector. So why did they should have made you get something different for this.
Audrey worriedly studies her Kairos.
Something unexpected must have befallen the Jansens. They live to the southeast of us, and they're long since overdue. Could you go meet them halfway?
The blue obviously doesn't like what you're implying.
I always speak on behalf of Picnic. We're certainly ready to protect and help the Jansens once they become part of our community. But for now, they're just people crossing the desert in this direction. We haven't got the resources to help everyone in the Barrens. Only our folk.
Melville is annoyed and displeased.
Circular
Audrey
conversation.
worriedly studies her chiros.
Something unexpected must have befallen the Jansens. They live to the southeast of us, and they're long since overdue. Could you go meet them halfway?
Melville leaves the mug and takes out a key.
Let me open the workshop and I'll show you what I've got.
Missing ore and ore. Ore. So I need polymetric ore, polymetallic ore, polymetric, polymetallic. I need a manual for the psionic weapons. Alright. This is the new one. He has this one. That's psionic damage. Alright, so I need ore.
Audrey worriedly studies her chiros.
Something unexpected must have befallen the Jansens. They live to the southeast of us, and they're long since overdue. Could you go meet them halfway?
Let's go ahead and get weapon parts too. Is that enough to do one or not? Yes, I can do his basic hammer. Or I can wait to do that, so we'll wait to do that. Okay. Alright, so we'll save it here, and next episode... actually, before we save it, before we end the episode, let me go back to the city council meeting. before we actually talk to him. Which one was it before? I want to see who was in the meeting, because I want to talk to all of them before progressing any phase of it. Alright, so we have Nakamori we talked to, Reverend, Karma, Don, and Audrey. Okay, so I just need to talk to the church, which a couple episodes in and of itself. Alright, so we'll head back to the city, talk to the churchmen, and then move on from there. Alright, later guys.